we may be saying it a little differently and not for sure, but it's a powerful message behind this word. I am because you are.
Most people, do they even know who they are? And wasn't afraid. Now she was quiet and I was offended.
Becoming who you were created to become. It has to come from another one. How important you are to one another.
Can two black women really be friends?
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We want to start off with a powerful word that is going to lay out the foundation of our video today, and hopefully it encourages you in some way. But the word today is called
Ubuntu.
And we may be saying it a little differently and not for sure, but it's a powerful message behind this word, and we want to talk about it today. I am because you are.
Wow. And I am because you are.
And I became who I am because you became who you were.
Wow.
You know?
Wow, yes.
And without that, you know, I wouldn't have became who I am today.
Neither would I.
So I am because she became who she became.
Yes, yes. And I am because you are.
Amen.
You became, you know, and one of the things from one of our last videos I talked about personally, you're my balance. Because see, one of the things, most people, do they even know who they are? And so you have to learn about who you are individually. And one thing that I know about myself is I'm an extremist. And see, I didn't always know that. And so an extremist will do many things over the rail. And so thank God that he loved me enough to send me my sister to unlock and wasn't afraid. Now she was quiet, but she wasn't fearful because she had the boldness to tell me, girl, you know, you need to kind of tighten that up. And I was offended. And see, remember, we're not to be easily offended, because you could get, if you really sit back and if you really cherish and know, now this isn't typical. This is someone who wants something great, wants me to reach my full potential. And with that, you know, she had to challenge me. And so I sit before you today with a joy in my heart, plus listening, not being prideful, but being humble to listen to words that I may not have wanted to hear. Now I'm here before you where I can honestly say my heart has been changed.
Amen. And it's so important. It brings me back to the 5 wise and the 5 foolish women. You know, like the Bible said, 5 of the wise women, they were prepared. And the 5 foolish women, they were unprepared. Unprepared for life, unprepared for their journey, unprepared for their, you know, their husbands, which, you know, it spoke volumes about that in the Bible.
That's true.
So, you know, one of the things about, you know, becoming who you were created to become, one of the things that I absolutely do not like is to hearing people say, I don't deal with women. I'm not.
Yeah,
you know,
quite a few say that.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't mess around with women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? To be truthful, in order for you to make it, in order for me to make it, in order for any other woman to make it, it has to come from another woman. You know, there's going to be another woman in this world that show you something or help teach you and guide you to where you need to be. So that, and again, like I said, the 5 wise versus the 5 foolish, you just have to separate the wise from the foolish and learn from the wise. You know, because there are a lot of wise women out here that want you to win.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. And that kind of leads me into a story that I'm going to share about Ubuntu. So the story goes something like this. An anthropologist proposed a game to children in an American tribe. He put a basket of fruit near a tree and told the children, whoever got there first won. The sweet fruits, and when he told them to run, they all took each other's hands and ran together, then sat together enjoying the treats. When he asked them why, they had run together like that, as one, could have had all the fruits for themselves. They said, Ubuntu. And again, if I'm saying that correctly, how can one of us be happy if all the other ones are sad? Now take that in. I want to say that one more time. How can one of us be happy if all the other ones are sad?
And that's a very powerful scenario, how important we are to one another. We have to learn to start, seeing each other as part of, a community of people, and work together and help bring about change in not only the community, but also in our individual lives.
Yes.
Because she affects me.
Yes.
And I affects her.
And
you know what I'm saying? They
real.
said one discipline affects another discipline.
That's right.
And another discipline.
That's
you know,
right.
so with that being said, we just want to encourage you guys to, even look it up. Look up the story. It's a very powerful story, and read it and learn it and, figure it out.
Yeah. And, and as you say that, Lee, one of the things, I've heard through different communities, and it's sad. Sometimes it may be one sister up on stage and it may be others in the audience. And, there'll be whispers about that sister. And, so the question would be asked, can two black women really be friends? Did you hear me?
I hear you.
Can two black women truly be friends? Now, sisters, I hope y'all heard that, because if she's up on stage and I'm in the audience, honey, she knows she's gonna have, it's no whispering, it's no backstabbing behind her back, like, oh, she thinks she really doing something. Absolutely not. It's gonna be, girl, you better go ahead. I'm so proud of you that you became. That you became.
That you became. Who ain't proud of that? Who got issues with that? And even if you just try. You just try. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Wow.
And so that's, and so we just really want to challenge everyone who hears our voice, and this is to our brothers as well. Y'all, this is how we're supposed to be. One thing about the Bible that I love, it talks about, there's a scripture that talks about the abnormal. Did you hear me? The abnormal has become the normal, and the normal has become the abnormal. Woo!
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
And so, we holding on to normalcy. It's normal for me to love my sister, and it's normal for me to want her to do well and become the very woman that God created her to be. And if I can help her do that, then I'm sure God would be pleased. Because the other day I was asking, I hope I don't cry. I was asking, Lord, I want you to be proud of me. I want you to be proud, when it's all said and done, because I owe him, y'all. I owe him my life. If not for him, I would not be the woman I am today.
Right.
So I just challenge y'all. That comes from my heart. That's why I get a little choked up over that, because when you was going the wrong way, even though you didn't really know, but we all know right from wrong.
Exactly.
And so you're doing some things that you shouldn't do, but you're enjoying it.
Right.
And what if I would have lost my life in those moments? Where would I be?
Right.
Where would I have? Where would I be going? Where would I, So I'm grateful. I'm grateful today. So our challenge to you, and Lisa, please speak what's on your heart.
Yeah, and it just reminds me of, it is so important, that we, band together and support, be intentional.
Yeah.
Yes. Be intentional.
Yeah.
about, cheering one another on.
Yes.
Cheering your sister on.
Yes.
Cheering your neighbor, your best friend, cheer them on.
Yeah.
Make it a habit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now, everybody's making it a habit of, tearing one another down, looking down upon one another because of this or because of that. But like the Bible said, hey, don't despise small beginnings.
That's right.
Everything in the world starts off small, like a mustard seed. Ooh. It grows up to be one of the biggest trees in the world.
That's the truth.
But it starts off real small.
Yeah.
And people may think, oh, that's insignificant. It's not important.
Yeah.
But that is one of the grandest trees in the world. So when you see somebody, even at their lowest, no matter how low they are, you know what I'm saying? Don't put your mouth on them, because
what you say?
You never know what God is going to create that person to be. Raise that person up. I remember one time I was at the 9 to 5. And I was becoming who God created me to become. But I got a lot of laughs and a lot of, oh Lord, who you think, in the process. I was on the elevator and I had my little briefcase or whatever.
Yeah, her attaché.
Yeah,
she had her attaché.
with a lot of the important paperwork in there. And another one of the ladies, she was considered one of the higher ups. And she got on the elevator with me and I just had my little, paperwork or whatever. And she looked at me like, what you need that for?
Oh, ouch.
I was like, I didn't say nothing. I'm like, I'm just trying to make it. I'm just trying to get my little nut. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I'm just trying to get my little nut. I'm not bothering yours.
That's right.
But she looked at me like, girl, who you think you?
Ooh. And see that haughty
you know what
look.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I just had my little packet with my little, because I was writing a book at the time. I had, it was in a more little professional
Absolutely.
thing. My girl told me, go get you one of them.
Yeah, that's right. I told her to go get it.
Another sister. And it was another sister who told me that.
Oh, I know exactly who that sister was. Yeah.
But I was like, hey, at least I'm trying.
And see, and through that, girl, that's that haughtiness to try to make someone who is any human being to try to make another one feel less than. And what's interesting about...
And then the funny thing about it is the next day I hid it. And I was like, hide it. I didn't want nobody to see I had it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I kind of hid it going in, so...
And see, the interesting thing about that is, I know the young lady that you're talking about. And if you followed her story, see, be careful. Because, she was a very highly educated woman, had a lot to give. But I think she stopped her own blessings because they started putting her in a corner. They didn't want, let's just try not to have to use her anywhere because, she was so proud. And then her end. And see, that's what we always want to think about. What is your end?
Yeah, what your end
gonna look like? And hers looked pretty, not too many people were favorable regarding her. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.